Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston, and I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a good day. It's a nice day outside. I know it rained somewhere. I was inside, I guess, when it rained. I didn't see any rain. So, yeah, everything is good. I'm good. I hope you're good. Let me shut this a little bit. And I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are good. All right, let's get to it. Let's get. Oh, I feel like it's important that I let you know. I don't feel like it today. Like I almost said no show today. But the things I do for you, you know. So I don't know what we're gonna get into today. I don't know that I feel like having fun or feel like I don't know. We'll see how the show goes. We'll see how the show goes. Let's get it started. Lewis Talbert, first right out the gate. Good afternoon, Lewis. Followed by Robert Willis. Good afternoon, Robert Willis. Thank you for checking out the show. I appreciate you too. They're both on YouTube. I guess the show starts on YouTube first. That's not my call. I just hit start stream and then Restream does all the rest. So I guess they start the YouTube show first. Anthony Prosser in the house. Good afternoon, Anthony. I appreciate you checking out the show. Moesha Thomas. Moesha, good afternoon. I appreciate you and rounding out the top 5. That angel, Dina Johnson. Good afternoon. I appreciate you guys for supporting the show and, checking me out, hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I remember at some point somebody tuned in. They were a first-time person, and they tuned in. And I don't know what I was talking about, but probably about 30 minutes into the show, they was like, I thought this guy was somebody deep and was making change in the city. And, basically this ain't for me. If you think I'm deep and or making change, you could go ahead and log out now. I'm not deep. I don't make change. We just have conversations. Some fun, sometimes I'm laughing, sometimes I'm angry. Sometimes, I'm deep pondering the mysteries of the universe and, sometimes I'm making 9th grade penis jokes. You know what I'm saying? There's no whatever happens. The show really is whatever you make the show be. If you call in, so there are a few people who call in. The number's not up yet because the lines aren't open yet. There are a few people who call in and they make the show, whatever. But the show is what you make it, especially today. All right, let's keep it going. David Herring in the house. Good afternoon, David. Good afternoon. We got Ronald Dixon in the house. Good afternoon, Ronald. I appreciate you. Let me see. Sierra. Good afternoon. Says, wow, I just told myself that you weren't coming on. Don't give up on me, because I haven't given up on you. I'm able. Some people will hate that. It's a song, and I don't know. It just popped into my head. Don't hate me for that. JCP. Good afternoon. I appreciate you. Andrea Bustle, representing Golf Manor. Good afternoon, Andrea. Good afternoon. Sierra says she's representing Boston, by the way. Lewis Johnson, also known as CK. I did not know the CK stood for Cincinnati King. I heard him say it on the Wyatt show, Wyatt Live. I heard him say it on Wyatt Live, and I was like, I had no idea that was what that stood for. So, Lewis Johnson, also known as Cincinnati King in the house. Good afternoon. Let me see. Jacqueline Carter, representing Evanston. Good afternoon. Thank you, Sierra. I did the show. Hold on. Am I freezing and jumping? for you guys because it's doing that over here. I've redid the whole, I did a restart and all of that kind of stuff. It shouldn't be doing anything abnormal. But yeah, no, I all this debate about who the king of R&B, and what, about a year or so ago, I was like, there is no debate. Stevie Wonder is the king of R&B. Until Stevie Wonder is no longer with us, he is the king of R&B. So I had to do the shirt. Thank you for noticing. Let me see. Michael D. Ballard Sr., representing Woodlawn. Good afternoon. Is Stevie Wonder considered R&B? Absolutely. Ribbon in the Sky. That's not R&B to you? Master Blaster. That's not R&B to you? I mean, really, think about the R&B artists who remake Stevie Wonder songs. Stevie Wonder is R&B. He has some songs that, Isn't She Lovely? You might be able to look at that and say, oh, that crosses over and blah, blah, blah. But Stevie's R&B. Let me see. Dwayne Larkin in the house. Good afternoon, Dwayne, representing Mount Airy. Thank you for checking us out. I appreciate you. Steban Speed in the house, representing Westwood. Good afternoon. I appreciate you. Twin Eugene Joyner in the house. Good afternoon, Twin. I appreciate you as well. My good friend, Twin. He say, F my feelings. I don't know. Emanuel will forever be an activist. I'm not sure what that means. I just want people to think, man. Just open up your mind. You don't have to agree with me, but hopefully your whatever it is conclusion that you come to is based on some sort of like logic. Well, maybe I have to rethink that, because I really believe that Twin believes that the stuff that he's saying is logical and based on kind of some bizarro logic. It probably is. It should be rooted in like regular people logic. I'll give more thought to that so we can narrow it down. Jacqueline want to know, was anybody on Nathan's podcast? If so, what was Miss Rowley so upset about? I know I wasn't. I'm blocked. So I have no idea what happened. But I don't like seeing people upset. Pat Rogers representing Fairview. Good afternoon. Shahira in the house. She says happy Friday. She is present. She's representing Bond Hill today. All right. A 5-day streak along with being on time. I am always here and I am always on time. Thank you, Shahira, for checking out the show. Crystal Hoskins, representing the Christ Hospital. Good afternoon. I appreciate you. Jerica Vaughn in the house. Good afternoon, Jerica Vaughn. I appreciate you checking out the show. Got DeWanda Wise Hunter in the house. Was it you, DeWanda, who was at the church? Or did I ask that yesterday? I thought I asked somebody else that yesterday. What wasn't it? DeWanda, didn't you show up to the church with your husband? Or, y'all know I'm so bad with names. Mrs. Livingston be getting mad at me. And we'll be watching a TV show. And we've been watching this TV show. The acting is so bad. The acting is so bad that really the majority of the show is like really bad. It's called Found. And the show is just really bad. But so we've watched the whole first season. We're into the second season, and somebody shows up and like, I'm so-and-so's brother. And she says, does he look like him to you? And I'm like, I don't know who that is. I have no idea who, I think it was Hugh. I have no idea who Hugh is. And she looked at me, she gave me the dirtiest look. And she said, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. We done watched a whole season of this show, and you don't remember nobody's names. Whose name do you remember on the show? So I remember that the main character's name is Gabby. That's really it. Everybody, I know them. I see them. I put two and two together when they talking about people, but I don't have room in my brain for names for whatever reason. My brain hears a name, processes it for a second, and then kicks it out when it don't need it, like immediately. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And sometimes it's people that I deal with on a weekly basis. Like I go to church and people be speaking to me because they're all nice. And I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's good to see you too. Have a great week. And the one or two people there who know that I can't remember names be like, what's her name? I don't remember. But I know her. She's a lovely lady. So I don't understand it. But DeWanda says, yes, that was her and her husband at the church. It was nice to meet y'all and to see y'all and all of that good stuff. It was nice to see y'all. See, y'all should have came last week. They had me singing last week. Yeah. Y'all should have came last week. Then you could have came on and been like, okay, he does sing. He all right. You know what I'm saying? DeWanda, thank you for checking out the show. I appreciate you. Jacqueline says, like your t-shirt. Thank you. Thank you. Pamela Kinney in the house, representing North Avondale. Good afternoon. Brenda Early, representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Regina Denson Griffin, representing Madisonville. Good afternoon, Regina. Thank you guys, all of you, for checking out the show. Let's see. Tria, good afternoon. Class is here. Not like class, but like she's classy. She's not a teacher. She's classy. She's representing Avondale. Good afternoon. So what make her so classy? I know some of y'all. They make that bitch classy. He ain't call me classy, he call that bitch classy. She classy because she acknowledges me as king. And classy people acknowledge people for who they are. I know some of y'all be saying that. I know some of y'all do. With your mean selves. Wyatt was on today. No, he said it. He called himself Cincinnati King. Was it last week or a week before last? I don't remember. But no, it wasn't today. Terry Anderson. Good afternoon. I appreciate you. DeWanda says, all I do, R&B. All I do is an R&B song. Let me see. Nat Turner, representing Madville. Good afternoon. Daryl says, I'm here. Let the games begin. I need some water. He's representing the park. Okay, I finally heard somebody else call it that. Lincoln Ware called it that today. So, yeah. All right. You and Lincoln Ware are the only people I've ever heard call it that. But thank you for checking out the show, Daryl. Good afternoon. Samuel Campbell Jr., representing Sycamore Township. Good afternoon. Myers says, there will never be a song as great as Ass. That is a good song. Also, R&B. He's the king of R&B. You think Stevie has his own genre, especially songs on kids? That's R&B. Why y'all trying to take the greats from R&B? Stevie is R&B. Daryl said they went hard on Twin on Lincoln's show. You felt sorry for it. They do be going hard on Twin. They do. But look, I don't agree with a lot of the nonsensical stuff that Twin says. And he does say, and I find myself pulling on the shirt again. He does say some nonsensical stuff, right? But Twin is all right. Twin is all right. And they talking about his teeth and everything. Yes, I said teeth, whatever. They talking about his teeth and everything. And I'm like, Twin is a good dude. He a good dude. I think he a good dude who play a bad dude on the radio. That's what I think. And, you know, on people's live streams and such. And he get a lot of flack. Maria Smith, representing Miami, Florida. All right, in Miami. Appreciate you checking out the show. Cassie B says, good afternoon from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. She lived in Cincinnati for 20 years, but had to move back to her hometown because she needed support with her MS fight. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good. And just keep up the fight, I guess. I hope you got the help and the support that you need. And thank you for checking out the show. Nat Turner. Tanika, representing Orlando, Florida. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm way behind because that's DeWanda just now saying, yes, that was me. Hold on, I got to scroll faster. I've seen a lot of you guys. I've said hello. Watched the first season of Found. Thought it was okay. Haven't watched the second season. Just the acting, the writing and the acting is bad. Which I know you think that makes the show bad, Emanuel. The show is okay. I mean, it's watchable. It's watchable. It's not anything I would be like, oh, you got to check out this show. No. But it's watchable. The one said, it was awesome to see you too. Dang, we missed it. Yep. Came 1 week too soon. But I did appreciate meeting y'all. No Deacon Livingston leading devotion. I did. My daddy used to make me lead devotion. I was a kid, probably about 14. He used to make me lead devotion. I think that's a lot of stuff I don't do now. I was at church once and they asked me, this was really recently, and I was at a rehearsal, choir rehearsal, and they were like, pray us out. And I was like, no. And they were like, huh? I was like, no, I will not pray you out. Somebody else can do that. It's just certain things now that I don't do. I think some of it is because I was forced to do it when I was little. And so it became, it doesn't feel sincere. It feels, even if I'm being sincere, it feels like just something that I can't think of the word, religious, ceremonial. You know what I'm saying? It feels, ooh, pray us out. Like, somebody else can pray. You know what I'm saying? When I talk to God, when I talk to the Father, it's personal for me. I'm not, and ain't nothing wrong with praying and dismissing and all that kind of stuff. It's just, when you are told and kind of made to do stuff at a young age, when you didn't really thoroughly understand and have a nice deep relationship, for me, it made it just a part of, going through the motions. And I don't want to go through the motions no more. I try to not do anything that's just going through the motions. So I had to tell him no. I wasn't feeling it. No, this service is not available online. Tanika. Lamont Jones says, Grand Day, powerful, royal people. He's representing Westwood. Good afternoon. Tria say no sin, no haters her way. You know they saying it. Tria. Rocket Love. I don't know, you got it bad. But definitely Rocket Love, R&B. James Benta says Vancouver in the house. Thank you, James, for checking out the show, and good afternoon. Or hold on, 3:30. It's like 12:30 for you. Yeah, it's still afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. T. Mikey G, representing Avondale. Good afternoon. Tria is not a bee. No, she is not. She is not. Um, let me see. Let me see. Oh, come on. Let's keep scrolling. Lincoln biting. Now you gotta quit saying it. Karen Dye Williams representing Westwood. Good afternoon. We got Ron D in the house. Talking about R. Kelly is the king of R&B. Stop it. Stop it. R. Kelly. R. Kelly. That's what I said. R. Kelly is almost like a Stevie Wonder wannabe. He's like a Stevie Wonder wannabe. The wannabe can't be the king. If you remaking songs from the king, you can't be the king trying to imitate the king. R. Kelly out there was, doing his best Stevie Wonder impersonation. Yes, Hey Love, that was Stevie Wonder. R. Kelly. But good afternoon, Ron. I appreciate you checking out the show. You didn't miss a lot. Twin can get real disrespectful. He can. But, and I know some of y'all yesterday when, we were kind of going back and forth, y'all be like concerned. And I appreciate y'all concerns. But trust me, I don't perceive, even when he doing his twin act, I don't receive what it is that y'all hearing. I just hear, how can I put it? Either way I put it, it's not going to make sense to you because there are a lot of people who have a lot of different thoughts on the matter, and I understand. But I hear, I'm going to call it desperation. I don't, all the N and F and MF and all of that kind of stuff. I don't, to me, that's a sign of a desperate person in the throes of a conversation, argument, debate, or whatever that doesn't have maybe the information that they need. They don't have, maybe the ability to express themselves and their thoughts. They've lost the facts being on their side. Clearly, they're wrong about whatever it is that they're discussing. And, they lack maybe the words or even the ability to control themselves emotionally. It's not personal. Again, I don't take it as personal against me. I take it as frustration with their limitations. So that's why that's why it don't bother me. Like, what I hear is, I'm so mad that I'm wrong and I can't prove myself right and I can't even dance around it to even convince anybody that I'm right, and I don't have the words to express myself. Mother effer N-word, that's what I hear when I hear it. So that's why it don't bother me. It don't bother me. Benita out there in Roselawn, good afternoon. I appreciate you. T. Mikey G telling somebody's secrets. Let people have their multiple identities. Let them have their multiple identities. Let me see. Fame in the house. Good afternoon, Fame. He said he ain't ashy. If you got to broadcast it, you probably ashy. Put on some lotion. If you got to broadcast, I ain't ashy. You ashy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Cassie says, I'm still moving and I'm not giving up. All right. All right. Ronald Dixon, man, I had to open Sunday school at 843 Charlotte Street, New Bethel Baptist Church. Have I ever been to Crossroads Church? Yeah, I went to Crossroads Church for a number of months. I gave it a try. I was actually the one who told Mr. Ware that would be the church for him. I knew he would like that church. I don't want to go. I'm telling you, that's the church for you. Give it a try. And, the rest is history. Let's see. Diane Huddleston Angel representing Coleraine Township. Good afternoon. I think I'm almost done with the hellos. R. Kelly's nowhere near as innovative. Yeah, and we don't have any accusations of Stevie Wonder peeing on little girls. That's a positive, Look up Stevie's process for composing Superstition. It's incredible. I'm sure I've seen it. R. Kelly, Charlie Wilson, Aaron Hall, all emulated Stevie Wonder. Whole lot of people. Stevie is the king. For our sake, I wish he would stop being so disrespectful and vile. What if your niece, daughter, sister, etc. were listening? Okay. All right. I understand that. I'm not exactly sure, but Anthony says, Tria, sis, no hate. We just a little jealous of you and Moesha. Y'all living large, but we appreciate you both taking time to socialize with us. Absolutely. Valisa Lovett, representing Blue Ash, good afternoon. Twin, Eugene says, you're straight narcissist and very diabolical in Emanuel Livingston. How am I narcissistic? Yeah. How am I a narcissist? Please let me know. Let me know how. And if you can tell me how, then I'll re-examine myself. Yeah. Terry Coleman, representing E-Town. Good afternoon. You basically saying you're responsible for Lincoln turning his life to God. He has not turned his life to God. And giving up the drinking and white women. No comment on the drinking and white women. Absolutely no comment. He did not tell me Crossroads had colder ice. He said they got hotter coffee. Oh, let's see. I think that's it. I think I'm caught up. Yeah, so I hope everybody is having a great evening. There was something that happened that I wanted to discuss. Oh, somebody sent a message into the Lincoln Ware Show, and they said Withro's graduation, I guess, was last night, and there were no fights. Now, there's no reason to, yay, no fights. No reason to celebrate that. That's the norm. And they said, Emmanuel, please bring it up on your show, because there are people running around talking about, why can't we get together and a fight not break out? Why can't we get together and a fight not break out? And it illustrates my point that we get together and fights don't break out all the time. All the time. And y'all know that is what causes my frustration when people say stuff like that. I better watch my hands because I don't want no fireworks and no balloons and none of that kind of stuff. It happens every day. It happens every day. Ron, somebody probably is going to tell him that. Somebody probably going to tell him that. But I didn't say it. And if he believes it, this is my, hold on, Ron. I'm going to answer that in a minute. But yeah, it happens every day. We get together as black people. Groups of black people get together every day, all day, and fights don't break out. And again, I keep saying, I'm not going to hammer it too much because we've talked about it at least 3 days this week. But if you keep saying black people can't get together without fighting, I think you hate yourself if you're black. I think you hate yourself. You're intentionally trying to put out a bad image of black people. You can have those conversations about fighting and groups of people getting together and misbehaving young people and all of that kind of stuff. You can have those conversations without making those generalizations. Is that enough? Did I say enough? I feel like I said enough. Okay, Ron says somebody gonna go back and tell Lincoln that I said he was womanizing. He was a womanizing white woman lover. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Somebody might go back and tell him that. I have this position. If people are telling you that I did and said stuff negative about you, and you choose to believe it, that's on you. If you choose to let people who, come on, by now we know there are people who are haters. I don't necessarily think of haters as a bad thing. Sometimes it can be. And there are people going to be whispering in people's ears, oh, he said this, oh, he said that, oh, he said this. And I think man to man, man to woman, if somebody whispered that you said something about me and I believe them, I'm going to probably call you like, hey, yo, somebody said you said this, and what's up with that? Did you say it? If so, why? But if I'm just like, oh, I'm not effing with him no more. Okay. You got that right. You got that right. I don't care. I don't care. I don't need people effing with me who ain't willing to call me man to man and say, I heard this. Is this true? If it's true, why do you feel that way? Let's talk about it. So if people tell him I said so-and-so and he just believe it, and that go for everybody. That go for everybody. Because trust me, if somebody called me and say, yo, hey, I don't even know this. Jericho be in your chat like y'all cool and everything, but man, I talked to her and she was like, I hate that end. You know, he of this and he of that. I'm going to be like, okay, I appreciate the information. And maybe not immediately, but when I get a minute, I'm going to call Jericho and I'm going to be like, hey, Jericho, I'm not necessarily going to tell you who told me this, but somebody told me that you said I'm this and I'm that. Did you say that? And why? And if Jericho said it, she going to be like, yeah, I said it because you said this and this, and that's how I felt in that moment. And then I'm going to be like, well, why wouldn't you just call me and be like, I'm mad at you because you did this? And I think I know Jericho well enough to know she would say, you know what? I probably should have called you. I probably shouldn't have vented to somebody else. I probably should have just called you and talked to you about it. I still meant what I said, but I was maybe a little out of line for telling somebody else and not telling you. And then we gonna talk about it, and she gonna realize how wrong she was and how she misunderstood what I was saying. And she gonna be like, you're right, I was wrong. Or she gonna be stubborn and be like, I realize that you're right, but I will not admit that I'm wrong. And, we'll move from there. Either we'll be cool or we won't be cool. But that's the way I would handle it. I wouldn't just be like, I'm gonna start effing with Jerica. I want us as humans, and in particular as Black people, to get to the point where, because to me, some of this stuff is just communication, conflict resolution, anger management, some of the tools that we need to get along. That we're not taught, because nobody, that don't make me sound hard at all. That don't make me sound hard. Sound hard like, oh, so-and-so said so-and-so about you. Well, F him. F him. He won't say that as to my face. I bet he won't say that as to my face. Ooh, Emanuel gonna get him. Ooh, Emanuel gonna get him. Hey, no. That's not how I think and people respect that. People do, they respect that. Ooh, somebody said something wrong about you, and instead of reaching out to that person, broadcasting that they won't say, you know what I'm saying? It's really just egging it on. It is egging it on, right? That's the term. Even though I don't know what eggs had to do with it, and I don't know why this was egg to me. Throwing eggs, I don't know why that was egg to me, but egging it on. But no, that's egging it on. I ain't hard, man. I will pick up the phone and call you and say, we all right? Yeah, we all right. Okay, because I heard some stuff and I want to clear it up. I don't want to argue. I ain't trying to fight. But people don't respect that. People don't respect that. Man, I told you she said so-and-so, and what, you called her? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't go out blasting her or, attacking her. But we can do that. As people, we can do that. We can talk to each other. We can fuss it. Y'all know me. I believe it's always a good time to have a argument. Debate, whatever you want to call it. If I ain't got time today, I'm going to make time for a good argument. But I'm not making time for just nonsense. You know what I'm saying? If we got to argue about it, let's argue about it. You can cuss me out. I can cuss you out. I don't cuss, but if that's going to help the situation, I'll cuss you out. You cuss me out. But when all the cussing is done, now let's actually talk about the subject. Let's come to a conclusion, move your emotions to the side, or even let's deal with your emotions about the situation. You got grown 50, 60, 70-year-old men who can't have conversations with people. Because somebody said something. And they're ready to fight. I'm just not. Everybody like that. I'll take that back. Everybody doesn't like it. But a lot of people like that. And you get a lot of respect that way. That's not the kind of respect that I want. That's not the kind of respect that I want. I forgot to silence my device. Silence your devices. So, yeah, somebody can tell whoever, whatever. I don't care. And just so y'all know, this is just so people, if you send out messages to me, but you're not clear that those messages are for me, even if I think you talking about me and sending messages to me, I'm probably going to act like you're not, because I try to treat people like they got sense. You know what I'm saying? So if you sending little shots out at me, you know, I'm reacting like those are meant for somebody else. Until you come to me and say, we got a problem, I assume we don't have a problem. I mean, unless you like so over the top, you know what I'm saying? But if you talk like in generality, some people this and some people that, I'm assuming you're not talking about me. Because man to man, woman to man, I'm assuming if it was me you was talking about, you wouldn't be doing it over the air. You would be coming to me saying, we got a problem. Let's deal with it. So I'm telling you, if you out there sending subliminal shots to me or whatever they called it, I'm not receiving them. I'm not receiving them. When I see you, I'm going to walk up to you like we cool because I think you talking about somebody else. And you going to be looking at me like, didn't I just say that I didn't like this, Ann? Like, you should have been very specific. What else? Hold on. Ron sent, I think, some nonsense. Hold on, Ron. Hold on. Bring up the executive order that Trump signed to cut Medicare prescriptions 50%. Well, you bring it up. I'm not aware of it. Bring up that $3 trillion that Trump is bringing back to the United States in investments. You bring it up. Bring it up and justify it. You're telling me that it is factual that as of when did there become $3 trillion in investments purely based on anything that Donald Trump has done? Just because somebody take credit for something, he may have, but just because somebody take credit for something don't necessarily mean they deserve credit for it. And I know he's good for saying stuff, number one, that's just not true. Not true. Number two, that didn't have anything to do with him. I can't remember what it was, but he said somebody was building a plant somewhere in the United States based on something that he had done. They had made that commitment years ago. Because of me. But no, it wasn't because of you. You wasn't nowhere to be seen when they made that commitment. I mean, you can take credit for whatever you want to take credit for, but if you want to talk about it, bring it up. Oh, I guess I have to open up the phone lines. Hold on, let me see. Do we open up the phone lines? But I'm willing to listen and learn. The lines are open. 513-717-KING. 513-717-5464. I am willing to listen and learn. he negotiated it during the Middle East. Saudis said, the Qatari government said it. It's crazy you won't give him a win. Said what? And has it happened? Let's negotiate, Ron. Ron, I'm going to give you $2 billion. Now you can go take credit for it. How do you know you're going to get that $2 billion? Just because somebody said it don't mean it's going to happen. People say stuff all the time and then back out of it. Remember all them people, all these DEI stuff? Oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. What are they doing now? Well, we know we said we was going to do this a few years ago, but we changed our mind. We're not doing that no more. Just because somebody said it don't make it so. And everybody know how to stroke Trump's ego. Is tell him, number one, tell him he's great, tell him he's good, tell him what he want to hear, and then not follow through. Everybody know that. CK.
Hey, man, this is the Cincinnati King calling in from Cincinnati, Ohio, man, talking to the King of Talk, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Man, I'm fantastic, man. One of your great words, man. And, hey, man, I'm proud of you, brother. I got to say I'm proud of you. You're a couple years older than me, but you are doing phenomenal things on this internet search. And, you know, when I look on Facebook and I look on YouTube, I see backgrounds which look phenomenal.
That ain't nothing but some green screen, bro. Anybody can do that.
Yeah. But I like your flavor, though. Then you put your little flavor in it.
Oh,
you know
okay.
what I mean? Little Will Chamber in here. Little Dr. King over here. Little Ray Charles over here. Little Steve.
Okay. Well, what's on your mind?
Man, I like what you were talking about. The when you said you want to call and settle the differences. You said you would call your adversary and try to work out the kinks
Absolutely.
in the relationship. That's what. Listen, brother. Now I'm currently going through a war right now within the family, and I got that one soft ass. You know that one cousin. He really ain't. His integrity is, what's the word? Scumbaggish. He's the guy that would kill you if he could, but he's too scared. One of them family members. You got them type of people, like they'll get somebody else to do something to you. One of them.
Okay.
Yeah. But now he got a little paper, so the insecurities are shining through. So like you said, we could work out the differences, but you have to understand, sir, when you have family members plotting on you, sir, it can get very interesting, sir. Plotting.
Okay. I'm slightly confused about what it is that you're talking about.
No, when you're saying call to work out the differences,
right?
But you have to understand, both of y'all, maybe they don't want to work it out. The reason why y'all have problems because they cause the drama because they don't like you no way.
And that might be the case, and you know when that's the case, sometimes you got to figure out when to let go.
Right.
Yeah.
No, now what you mean by let go? What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, you know, depending on the situation, like, all right, say, you know, somebody said something about you or me and you, you know, we got whatever issue. And I call you and I'm like, yo, CK, man, you know, I don't know what's going on. Let's talk about this, you know. And you like, no, I just don't like you. It is what it is. I just had to be like, all right, I'm finished with CK. Until CK comes to me now and says, all right, let's work this problem out. I don't deal with CK because I'm not going to deal with drama for no reason. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's something I want to do. If it's, because for me, look, for real, for me, sometimes it's fun. But, you know, other than that, if I'm not getting anything out of it, I just don't deal with you. And I'll be cool with it.
Now,
Sometimes you got to
let
know
me
when to let
clarify
go.
so you can understand the type of individual I'm speaking of. Okay, say you got a family member, right?
All right.
And they always telling you, okay, like, okay, man, well, Lincoln said he don't like, Lincoln said he tired of when Emanuel come in there, or then Jerry Tolliver said, so every time I'm speaking for everybody else against you. So it'll be like, that's the type of person I'm talking about. Like, they speak for everybody, but it's
Okay.
really their opinion. Have you
Okay.
met people like that?
Well, I actually have dealt with people like that, and when people,
Okay.
I don't have a problem saying it sounds like you just trying to start drama. So
Okay.
or if I don't even feel like going that far, so hey, I heard Lincoln said this, and my response to that is, okay, well, what's up with you? Like, hey, what we about to do? We going to the movies. I come
Hmm.
and pick you up. We going to the movies, and you like, I heard Lincoln said so and so. I'm like, all right, now what movie we going to see? Because I don't have. I just
Oh, you said
yeah.
you said fight through it. You like you don't even see. You didn't even see that. Like you ignored it almost.
Yeah. Well, you're
I
not going
feel.
to get me to be upset. I don't. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to let stuff go. Like, all right.
And that's now you got to look out for violence in that because some people might punch you on that when you too nonchalant because you got that nonchalant make guys want to fight you like when you hit them with that in that situation. You know what I'm talking about? Some people that's violent can't handle a nonchalant person. It's like
I,
it's an explosion.
I think I understand what you're saying because I do get threatened a lot. So
Right,
I think
right.
I think I understand what you're saying, but I don't allow that to affect me. I'm just for real. I'm not dealing with drama unless I want to deal with drama. I don't really deal a whole lot with he said and she said. When you tell me he said this or she said that, my response is probably gonna be okay, and then we're gonna move on to whatever the next conversation should be. Cause
And,
me
and full
responding to
transparency.
you
Go ahead.
telling me what somebody said about me doesn't benefit anybody unless you want to hear drama. Maybe it'll benefit you. I'm not there for that.
And full transparency, when I threaten you, you are so good with threats. You like you make a person feel dumb. Like hold up, so you gonna do what? So you gonna make them see what, like you said. Do you hear what you're saying? So you gonna make them hear how ridiculous they sound for what's going on. Because remember when my mental illness, you was just telling me like, hold up, brother, what the hell? What did I do? So you good, and that's good to hear the people that when they threaten you, just make them see how ridiculous they are. Like, so you just gonna just kill me because I hung up on you. Okay, and that is effective. Remember, you know how to talk people down from your threats.
Wait. You threatened to kill me because I hung up on you?
No, it wasn't that bad, but
Oh,
you just was
okay.
like, nah, it wasn't like that. I'm just saying, back in your buzz days, I
Okay.
know it exactly. I knew your strategy. You probably was 38 at the time, but it was so funny because you act so nonchalant. But I know your strategy because you gonna get a laugh because you be so nonchalant. Once you make that other person laugh, the threat is gonna die then. Because once you can't be violent and funny. As soon as you make them laugh, boom, they gonna lose the threat of violence.
Oh.
That's how you use. Like, oh man, so what's wrong? Do you know me? Do you know my wife? You be talking crazy like that. You know how to deal with mentally disturbed people that call you and threaten you on the phone.
Okay.
Yep. And,
Anything else
and
on your mind?
the last thing I need to holler at you is about the Diddy girl saying she got raped and then came back and had a date with him after the rape.
Okay.
That was crazy. After she was with the nigga, she already with a new dude. This dude done bust in her house, raped her on the living room floor, and then you went back and cheated on your boyfriend with him, with the rapist?
Okay.
I think he might be coming home. I think her credibility it might be over.
I don't think
He
so.
might be coming home.
I don't
Uh-oh,
think
talk
so.
to me.
I'm and hold on, let me be clear. I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's not guilty.
Hmm.
All I'm saying is a person who has gone through years of trauma, years of abuse, especially to the level that she's claiming. Um, there's it's not, maybe it is grooming. It's a something that happens. DeWanda says it's Stockholm syndrome. Something happens where you don't necessarily make what me and you might look at as the wise decision or the right decision or the best decision, but it doesn't mean you still want that behavior to continue. You've been put in a position where you feel so powerless and maybe even confused and all different kind of things. Again, I'm not a sociologist. I mean, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or even a therapist, but that in and of itself does not prove that she wanted that thing or that he did not do all of the things that she claims that he did.
Oh, no. Oh, hold on. Your ex-boyfriend breaks in your house, rapes you in the living room.
Right.
This is a serious. Now this is life in prison charge.
Right.
You don't file any charges, and you go back out of money. How much proof do you need that this is a sham?
I think you need a little bit more than that, possibly, depending on the situation. Let me say this. Especially if, and again, I don't know if any of these allegations are true, but especially if this person has literally, because you were potentially thinking about dating someone, that person had the wherewithal to blow up their car. And they were very kind of methodical about it. Like, yeah, I want to blow up his car, but I want to make sure I blow up his car while him and his friends are home and it's in his driveway. I want to instill that level of terror into somebody that she might be dating. You've seen them with guns, do acts of violence. You might not feel so confident to just go to the police and say, oh, he raped me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair point. That's fair. I agree with that. I mean, if that's true about the bombing of the car, that is very, very fearful and scary and death. I mean, I agree with you there, but I'm just saying, when you have text messages, listen, all we have is no means no. Mr. Livingston, if a woman tells you no, that means she does not want to have sex, right? So you cannot change it up and means no. If she says yes, baby, I want it, call the male escorts. What the hell? This end of the case, sir. You can't. If that's all we got.
No. Again, not a psychiatrist, not a psychologist, not a therapist, any of that kind of stuff. It's 2025. We should all understand by now that, again, I'm going to use the term, you're not always thinking right, or you are thinking in such a way. Okay. CK, you say, I don't want to have sex.
Okay.
All right. I beat the F out of you. The next day you say, I don't want to have sex. I beat the S out of you. The next day I say, let's have sex. And you say, yeah, call an escort. Do that mean you wanted it that day? Or you just didn't want to get the F or the S beat out of you?
Yeah, I see, yeah. But all I'm saying is words mean something. If I say, listen, lady, would you have sex with me? And she says yes, don't then come back and say, I took it. She said yes. Oh, well, you supposed to know she didn't want it. How would I know? How do I read all I have is the Human English Dictionary, sir. That's all I got.
In its simplest form, I might be able to agree with you. But clearly there was something abnormal going on in that relationship.
We a freaky deep couple. That's what it is. We swingers.
Hold on.
Man,
Wait.
you a swinger.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. I can't let you just say that that's it. Did you see the video of her trying to leave the hotel?
Oh yeah, when he was whooping up on her.
Right. That's not just we swingers. That's more than just we swingers. And if I can't leave and not get my A whooped, that means there's something going on here where I don't have control over my own body. So
Mr.
you
Livingston,
forcing me to say
violence.
yes does not necessarily mean yes.
This is a good phone call. Mr. Livingston, domestic violence is a result of swingers. A man cannot handle his woman getting dicked down by other penises, so he's always going to resort to violence. Every man that swing beat on his woman. That's why you ain't got no swinger friends. Think about it.
You know that makes no sense.
Name a swinger. Hold on. Who you know swinger?
I don't know. I don't know.
Thank you. So, you know, as a man, it don't make sense for you to be having your woman have sex with all these men. And if you did, you're going to be beating on it because y'all is in an unhealthy relationship. So, yes, that domestic violence is a result of you letting your woman sleep with all these men. You're acting like you're good with some, you're not. Men are not naturally cool with their women having sex with all these different guys. So it will result in domestic violence. Got them. You up against the ropes.
I can't believe that this conversation has to happen in 2025. And it's not just you. It's you, and there are a whole lot of other people who feel you seem to feel. But
I'm going to listen to you, brother. I'm going to listen. Thank you, man. I'm going to listen to you. I appreciate you. I'm going to listen.
All right.
Thank you.
CK, I appreciate your call. There are a whole lot of people who feel like CK feels. But I'm telling you, you're not necessarily right. Now, again, in terms of this particular situation, I don't know what's true and what's not true. But I can say that it's sad that we have to keep having these conversations. Twin?
What's up, man?
Twin, are you calling me on another line as well?
What you mean?
Hold on a second. Hello?
Hello?
Who's this?
Hi, I was trying to call the Emanuel show.
This is Fame. Okay, hold on.
No, this is
Huh?
this is Bay Old Wolf.
Okay, hold on. Call me right back, okay?
Okay.
All right. Twin?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
What I do?
No, your name came up twice. When Fame called, your name came up, and something is going on wacky. But go ahead, Twin.
I thought I did something.
No. You didn't do anything. Not yet.
Oh, I ain't do nothing. Oh, not yet and stuff. You got that off yesterday. You said I called back. No, I ain't calling. You got a lot of cheerleaders, man. You know to hype up your audience stuff. I like that up in you.
I don't like the way you said that.
See, come on, man. There you go. That's why you made me crash out yesterday,
man. I
man.
don't like the way you said
Man.
that. Don't say up in you. Just take out up. Just something about up in you. You know, I like that in you. That's better, but I like that up in you.
I told Uncle about you today. I said, you seen I was messing with him, though. I said, you seen your nephew? He said, who? I said, E-Man. Who? I said, Emanuel. I said, oh, Lord. I said, yeah, I'll be on his podcast to crash out on. He said, what'd he do? What'd he do? I said, what he don't do? He said, get his ass. Well, he didn't say it like that because he's in church. He said, get him. So I had to bring that to you. Well, hey, at least I ain't dry snitch. I'm telling to your face, right?
Hey, I don't have a problem with that at all.
If there be a rumor, allegation, speculation that somebody, I was right there, and Twin said he was go come on your show. He told Lincoln on. See, that would be snitching type, or whatever. But at least I'm telling you on the horn, right?
Hey, I'm all right with that whole conversation. It tickles me.
No, I just had to bring it up because I was waiting to say something crazy and everything. And, you know, y'all you saying all that, we just need to do this and all that. But you the same pump faking guy that say be the reason somebody smile. How is somebody go smile when you on some extra stuff, Emmanuel?
I'm not sure what that means.
Don't worry about it, man. What you was just talking about, I was driving. I
Okay.
caught the end of it, and you was talking about, yeah, you doing this, you doing that, but in the same token, you the same one hollering be the reason somebody smile.
I don't understand how you don't understand how those both can coexist. But
Because if you telling somebody be the reason somebody smile, why you can't go over there and talk to Lincoln?
what does that have to do with you
I'm
making
just saying.
somebody smile?
I'm just. When you talked about it earlier, I said, why you just can't go back where he say, she say, and you say you go confront the person. Go confront Lincoln and everything if y'all got an issue
Well,
together.
hold on. Just to be clear, and I guess for disclosure's sake, we have had a conversation about it, and his response was, "Don't talk to me ever again in life." So okay, I won't.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that. I keep telling you, I don't have beef with Lincoln. Lincoln has a problem with me. And if
Maybe
Lincoln
your,
wants to
swag,
if Lincoln
not
wants
your
to
swag.
end it, he know my number.
I guess, man.
Yeah.
You did something crucial, man.
Oh, everybody saw and heard what I did.
What you told the indoor business, right?
No.
That's what it was?
No.
Oh, I guess. Oh, wow. What else, man? I don't, yeah. You been studying it. Did he try watching it, paying attention to it?
I've been following it a little bit, not as much as I probably should be.
Yeah, I've just been catching, ends and odds of it and everything. They even brought up what's his name, Michael B. Jordan in it. I'm like, dang, what he got to do with it now? I'm like, man, they crazy. So, man, this ain't nothing. I see, man, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 women, but it's only one girl they talking about, man. Look, man, he's 40-some years old. She was probably 19 at the time when he met her. And sugar daddies like that, or whatever, old school players get them grooming, man. And then once you groom and everything at that age, and then they get to like maybe 35 or something like that, and somebody try to like you can't do nothing for me, or something like that, man. They mindset is just messed up after years of grooming, and mess with an older age and they feel like, man, if you ain't got no money or something, I can't holler at you. And, even though he manipulated and, he really brainwashed that girl. And she was liking him, man. She had a chance to, I don't care, man, what you say. This is my opinion, man.
Yeah.
She had a chance to leave, man. I don't care. She had a chance to go. I know it's probably be hard and you got money and who you is and all that, but I don't care, man. You had a chance to leave. Years of all that and what you had, evidently you was liking it. You peeing on somebody, they pissing on you was liking that freak off. I'll do anything for you, Daddy. What time you coming? Let's do it again. I like that. That's what she told him. And she was liking it. And then the only reason why you stayed because his name. You went off the strength of his name. And then you knew you was going to come up. Hey, guess what? What'd he do? Oh, I'll get you a Me Too movement lawyer right now. And that's when she came up. The billionaires holler at her ear. And like, hey, do this for me. And then, from the stories of him doing Tupac, Biggie, and other artists in, and he got what he coming. Got coming what they gonna do to him, because when the feds got you, man, they got you. I don't care with nobody. When the feds got you, they probably 99% of the time they got you if they got a case on. So, man, she liked it, man, to me. And it's just there's one person they going. Cassie and everything. You liked it, girl. All because what? The billionaire, when he sued them, that's all it is, Emmanuel. They care less. They been on you grooming that girl for years, man. Top notch know that. Top authorities, they know that. Them billionaires got mad. I'm going to make an example out of this Negro. Yeah, but it's crazy, man, how they do that. I was thinking about when they did how the punk old Derek Carr retired from the New Orleans Saints. The day that the day he had his surgery, I believe, and the day Shador got drafted, he retired the next day because they didn't want to pick Shador. And I was thinking about that, like, damn, that's another nigga down and everything. But you know, I keep up with little stuff, man, that's going on. But it is what it is. What else new, man?
Hold on. Can we have a discussion?
Yeah, without you raising my blood pressure.
Okay, that means we can't have a discussion because I'm gonna bring up.
No, you good. We good, man. You know, it's still good out here. I'm waiting for my baby really to wake up.
I want you to know I'm gonna bring up stuff that contradicts some stuff that you just said. Can you handle that in terms of us having a conversation?
Let's go. It's Friday, man. You just got paid. Let's go.
All right. You mentioned she could have left, right?
Yeah.
You also mentioned, or hold on, did you hear me mentioning about the blowing up of Kid Cudi's car? I don't know any of these people, by the way.
Yeah. I heard about that. They bringing that into play.
Do you believe that story's possible?
I'm gonna go ahead and feed into your drummer. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It was a hit, Sucker for Love.
Okay. Do you believe, because I heard you say something about him, having a part in the killing of Biggie and or Tupac. Do you believe that's possible that he had a part in that?
Yeah.
Okay. She testified about him getting guns and, having guns around and available. Do you believe that it's possible that that was true as well?
They confiscated guns from his house.
So
the feds did.
So you believe,
for his Miami crib.
So yeah, he had guns.
Yeah.
She testified that on a number of occasions when she tried to leave, his bodyguards would literally forcibly return her to him. Do you believe that's possible?
That part I ain't get a chance to look up on.
Oh yeah, no. She testified that she would.
Yeah. See, to be honest, I be in and out of it and everything. I listen for a minute, and the way they were saying, I'm like, man, she like this, so I turned it off.
Yeah, there was one instance, if I recall correctly, where they were, I think, in a limousine or something, and she hit him, and then he stomped her in the face repeatedly.
Yeah,
I heard that. And then she got out and tried to run away, and the bodyguards grabbed her and forcibly returned her to the vehicle.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, so with all of that knowledge,
but did you hear though when she told her friend, when she texted her friend and said, what did he do? And say he hit me and all that, but you want us to do something about it? He said, no, I'll handle it.
Right. Don't you think that could be because she did not want to see something bad happen to her friends?
No. I look at it like this. Emmanuel.
I'm listening.
Look, I got a sister, like I was telling you today. I got a sister.
Uh-huh.
She called me, and I checked dude and stuff. We bang it out, whatever. And she back right with him the next day or something.
Uh-huh.
What was the purpose of me coming over here stumping his head in for? And I know, and you right back with him. I'd have smacked you. So I look at her. That's why I don't get into folks' business like that. We're like, hey man, I need you to come over here, Joe. Come check dude with me now. Let's do it. No, for what? They gonna be back together tomorrow anyway. They like that.
Okay.
She bop his lip and he bust her head and all that. Okay. Man, they like that stuff. So I'm not getting that drama. That's one thing I don't do is getting folks big.
Okay, but
hey,
this might sound crazy, but we're not talking about what you do. We're talking about what they did. So,
I'm saying you had the opportunity to leave.
Hold on.
I'm saying that's my opinion, man.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
And I'm challenging your opinion with some information.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking you.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
If there is testimony that she literally tried to leave many times, but she was forcefully returned to him, don't that sound like maybe she couldn't leave?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
We have a
yeah.
video of her trying to leave, and she's beaten,
You talking about
dragged,
that
and
hotel?
pummeled. Yes. So not only do we have video evidence of it happening, we have her testifying that it happened many times. And did you hear the story about what they were on the 17th floor of, I don't know if it was her apartment or his apartment, and there was a friend of hers that was there, and he allegedly dangled her friend over the railing of the 17th floor balcony. Did you hear that testimony?
Yeah, I heard that.
So that might lend a reason why, if your friends find out something bad happened and say, do you want us to do something about it? Maybe she's thinking, I remember the last friend that I had in a situation like this almost got thrown off of a 17th floor balcony. No, I don't want y'all to do anything. I'm cool. I handle it
And that's
myself.
why I bring you back to this. I don't get in folks' business.
But we not talking about you.
That's what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, man. To the fullest.
No, but you don't understand maybe what you said. You said she liked it because if she didn't liked it, she would have left. And what I'm trying to point out to you is just because she didn't leave, even though allegedly she attempted to leave many times, it is flawed to say that she could have left at any time, because clearly that's not true. And it's flawed to say she had to liked it, otherwise she would have left.
Okay, man. Oprah a billionaire. Put yourself, Oprah doing the same thing Diddy doing.
Okay.
Me and you homies. You tell me that. As a man, I'm like, shit, get that money. We not gonna think like that, Emanuel. She can probably, a woman can always think 10 times ahead of a nigga, a guy. So she had an opportunity like, girl, what should I do? Should I leave? Or she said to herself, I'm in this dark place. What should I do? Man, I got to get this money. She saw a come up, man. He's a billionaire, whatever, millionaire, whatever he is. Mm-hmm. She at an early age, he groomed her. That's what them guys do.
Okay.
While R. Kelly was doing that, grooming them young girls, you want a record deal? Wait, boo. I got you. Hold on.
You're making two separate points that contradict themselves. You're making the point that she could have left whenever she wanted to leave, and you're also making the point that he groomed her, so it was very difficult, if not impossible, for her to leave.
Yeah, okay. That's why I say she had a chance. That's why I say a chance. You can stay or you can leave, and she chose that opportunity to stay because she knew he's a millionaire, and it's a come up for me. And look,
twin, is it possible? Is it possible that maybe in the beginning? She might not have
It was good.
Maybe in the beginning, she didn't know she was being groomed. And so she did a lot of stuff that maybe she wouldn't have done, like you said, for a come up. But then she eventually got to a position where she realized, I have no power. I was groomed. I'm in a situation now and I want out. And she tried to get out and was not allowed to leave.
Let me tell you, yeah, you're right. You're right. In a pimp situation, what he was doing, he had other women beside her. Once that monkey over with, and he get tired of that monkey. Hey, off hands and stuff. But you know what? You still gonna be my main one. But I got other hoes out here too. Sometimes he needs somebody at night to sleep with or something like that. And he loved her and cared for her, but you ain't going nowhere. And she knew too much. See, she knew too much on Diddy. She knew about Kim Porter and all that. She was going to tell it all. She knew too much of what was going on.
Now you're arguing. Okay, I agree with you. So let's end there on agreement. And she knew too much, and maybe that's why he would not allow her to leave.
Of course.
All right.
She knew too much, man. And she knew everything, man. She probably found all type of tape, CD, everything, recording, text, oh, I'm gonna do this, man. She knew. She knew everything. I can't let her go. Because once she go, it's over. Hey, them billionaires can't. Hey, what you got on him? Oh, I got so much dirt on him. Hey, we can get you some money and get paid. We just need that nigga out the picture.
Okay.
And that's what happened, man.
All right.
Y'all went in there and sued me, took my money. Them billionaires got so pissed at him. And he came, and then he came with that Waka Flocka song, I'm richer than them white folks. Yeah, this how I do it. Yeah, you ain't rich now. They got your money on hold, probably. Well, yeah, that's how it is, but it's like that every day, man. You got young, it ain't even got to be, celebrity. You got young girls like that. Guys groom, old school players groom and everything. And once that, man, they get really to a real guy, I mean, they can't do nothing for them or whatever. The only thing she go think about is just money. Now she got to do an escort or do a stripper, call-in girl, something.
All
That's
right.
how it end up, man.
Okay.
But, he wrong for what he did, and he got to pay.
All
And
right.
everything for if he had something to do with Tupac or Biggie. He got to pay. You reap what you sow, and, he reaping this. And you thought you was, bigger than, whoever, Hugh Hefner or somebody. But no, the white folks got to sit you down, nigga. You ain't powerful.
All right.
We go prove our point. That's
So
how
good.
they do us, man.
That's how they do.
That's how they do us.
All
man.
right.
But, hey, what else, man? You on the menu?
That's it. That's it.
Now I gotta cuss you out too, man. I can't believe you just went, hyped that crowd up yesterday, man.
What
It's
did I
cool,
do
though.
yesterday?
Huh?
What did I do?
Yeah. Oh, twin this and twin this. And yeah, my nigga, we went to the moon and stuff. Yeah, I got niggas at the moon.
No. Hold on. See, and this is why discussion is good. I clearly said I am not talking about twin. I'm talking about some
You know your
hypothetical
cheerleaders
person.
dude say that.
I clearly said that. So
I didn't hear that part.
I was not talking about twin. I was talking about some hypothetical person that's got a story for every scenario.
No, man, I've been through the storm, man. I can write a book about what I did, man. It's crazy. Some things I regret, some things I don't.
Okay, but
But,
again, I wasn't talking about you.
I don't know what. I can't trust you no more. I can't trust you because I get off this phone. I'm like, what? You go off and stuff. I know you sneak this on the low though.
No,
you good at it though,
I was
man.
not talking
You
about
good at
you.
and you wonder why people at your throat, man, at your neck, and you got haters and stuff at you, man.
I was not talking
Like you
about
push
you.
that.
I
I
said
understand
it
that.
as clear as I could.
I know, I understand now,
Okay.
but I see why people, don't like you. You be on a mess, man. You extra, man. But, I still like you, though, man. Got love for you and everything. But,
Twin,
you just...
twin, I love
Yeah.
you.
No. Yeah, the other day, man, my son, man, I keep telling him stop doing that, man. When I was on the phone, my apologies, man. That man keep slamming his hand in the cabinets and everything, and I keep telling the dude to stop. So this time that cabinet fought back at him. I like, see there? That's why he was crying.
Okay.
He was on the phone the other day.
I think he was
Then
crying because you got a little loud and aggressive.
No, I
scared him.
went in there because I was making him some food, and next thing I know, yeah. And I say, yeah, I see why.
You scared him.
Man, he need to stop, and he always want to throw things and kick me and almost bust my lip with his sippy cup. Man, I ain't got time for that. But he know now to put his hand in there no more. I say, no. He'll shake his head, no. Then I bought my girl a big old Mother's Day present, man, from Bath and Body Works, and man, he took the dang on vase and the lotion and everything, perfume, and threw it down the steps. I said, yeah, it's over with. Broke it, man. Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
you
man.
got to keep an eye on them babies.
Man, I got to. That's why I got to put a gate up, man. I bought a gate yesterday, man.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, keeping the dogs and him away from me, man, because when I'm asleep, man, they attack me, man.
No, that don't
It
sound
is
safe.
what it is. Hey,
All
man,
right.
I'm about to enjoy this weather, wait for my little peeps to wake up, man.
All right.
I'll probably go get us some ice cream. It feel good out here, man.
All right. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend.
I'm gonna try,
And
man. That's
twin,
all I can do.
be the reason that somebody smiles today.
See that I'm smiling, man, 'cause you said so, and I ain't have to cuss you out today. See how you act,
But hold
man.
on.
Even
See,
though you
hold on.
bipolar
You keep
sometimes, but see how you act.
but you
I,
misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying twin smile today. I'm saying twin, you be the reason that somebody else smiles today.
I'm always gonna be the reason somebody, man. I always check on people, man, and people feeling down. I'm not that type of man. It's just entertainment on this
Okay.
podcast and all that, but I always make people smile, man.
Okay,
That's
good.
that's my job, man. Make people smile and happy, man. What we mad for, man?
That's what I'm talking
We ain't
about.
be mad. We gotta keep moving, man.
keep
Thriving. What you gang banging, waking up gang banging for? What you here to fight in your sleep? Man, I don't know, man.
All right.
I keep my same energy. I don't change for nobody, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, all right, man.
Have a
Nice
great
talking
weekend.
to you today, man.
All right.
All right, man.
All right. That was twin. Hold on. Let me reset this. I heard that static coming back. All right. 513-717-5464. And sorry, Beowulf. You can call in now. It just, I have to figure out why you guys' calls are coming in as the same. Hello.
Hi, Emanuel.
How are you doing?
I'm trying to call the Emanuel show.
This is the afternoon experiment with Emanuel Livingston.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Fane Rothstein, a.k.a. Ye St. Croissant. And I just want to talk a little bit. Twin kind of got me off my square there just because that brother has a really bad case of main character syndrome.
Okay.
That is a bad case of it. It's like, dude, you're not that interesting of a person. I'm sorry. I fuck with him, but damn, wrap up these damn phone calls to 4 minutes and some seconds. You understand me? But that's Cincinnati's fault for, always deriding out of towners. We heard he's from Chicago. Everybody thinks he's got such an interesting story to tell because he's from Chicago. No. He's a gauche, middle-aged man who made bad decisions as a youth, like every third Cincinnati black dude.
Okay.
If he was a Cincinnatian, he would be the Black Lion. Y'all wouldn't like him. But he's from Chicago, so you're willing to deal with him. There's nothing special about Chicago. It's Jackson, Mississippi with tall buildings.
Okay.
Bamas and skyscrapers. Okay?
Okay.
That's what it is. I'm sorry. There's no every media, every American media you've seen about Chicago, the place looks cold. You'll see some kids playing around on July 7th in a video on Tom Brokaw Nightly News, and you'll say, damn, that's a frigid-looking 93 degrees. Good times look cold. Their most notable citizen, Al Capone, died of syphilis. There's nothing special about that city. But I digress, because that's a hell of a shirt you got on, of Saginaw Stevie.
Okay.
Where'd you get that from?
I made it.
Now, you did well. I've been trying to call you for the last 2 days because I thought on Tuesday you were spitting from the Survivor Scrolls.
Oh.
Or not Tuesday, whatever it was, 2 days ago, when you were talking about what how you raised your kids. You ain't on that yes ma'am, no ma'am stuff all the time and blah, blah, blah. That black bullying that we grew up with, that we're accustomed to, that we think is customary. No, it's bullying.
Hold on.
I didn't have I let my kids call me by my first name.
Yeah, that's weird.
It didn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother them at all. They have no problem calling me saying, "Hey, Edsel, can I borrow a couple $100 real quick or something?"
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird, but my kids are well accustomed to society. They know, they know who I am. They know who their relatives are, who to call aunt. Who's their aunts, their uncles, and things like that. They know who their grandma is.
Well, I mean, is that though the standard? Like, just having knowledge of who your relatives are?
Right.
Okay.
I'm not a big salutation person, and you don't have to respect me just because I'm older. Black people are like that. That is one of our carrying cards. You'll respect me just because I'm older. There's no bigger bully than a 70-year-old black person, male or female, because they gonna talk shit to you.
There are some who
guarantee
do.
I guarantee you, you and your two brothers was called a punk by one of your uncles.
Not that I can ever recall. No.
I guarantee your dad put hands to him. Like, man, watch how you talking to my sons, bro.
No.
I don't believe you.
No, I'm telling you.
I don't believe you.
That it never happened. Never.
Oh, okay. Okay. There was something you were talking. I should have wrote it down. But as far as the Diddy trial, Goose is cooked. I mean, she's nasty, and trust me, her husband, the dude she's with now, okay, yeah, he knows he's got some spoiled goods there, but he ain't worried about it because he's got $20 million to take the pain away of those spoiled goods.
I don't like you referring to it as spoiled goods.
Okay, hypothetically speaking, I don't like to use supposition much, but hypothetically speaking, and I'm gonna take Mrs. Livingston out of the equation.
Okay.
Okay, you're not married. You know, you're 25 years old, Emanuel Livingston. You know, you got all your muscles from high school still. You looking good out here in these streets.
Okay.
And you meet this bad little red bone. She might even be part Spanish. She might be Blasian, like Jerica, but she bad and she light skinned, rack of lamb, everything. And she tells you, yeah, I used to suck dick for a living. You know, you can see me on Pornhub. You know, she's got a couple canker sores to go with it. You dealing with that?
Well, probably not. But
okay then.
But
no,
again,
no qualification, Emanuel.
No,
you said probably not.
Hold on, no, probably not. But I'm saying, if you find somebody who understands. Like if I let me switch your scenario a little bit, because your scenario wasn't great and had no context.
It did have context. You met a chick who's a hoe.
No.
Who's got a confirmed nasty history. Do you want to be a part of it? Yay or nay?
But again, there was no context there. Why? Why did she have that history? Was she forced into a life of?
Hey, I could be your friend. I ain't got a tongue kiss you. I'll gladly be your friend, though.
Okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, in order to, I just feel like saying spoiled goods is judgment on the person. And if this person was forced into doing this, I don't think it's good, right, or fair to put that kind of judgment and shame on them for something that they didn't have a whole lot to say about.
Hey, well, listen, man. Just like my man said in the movie Juice, I can pour syrup on a pile of dog shit, but that ain't gonna make it taste like pancakes. All right?
Okay. Never saw the movie.
So,
now I'm kind of glad I didn't.
You're a wild boy. I see why you be getting cussed out. No, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. You know, I've been a fan for 20-some odd years. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, okay. The only exception I gave to, because what was her name? Dr. Joyce Brothers said, imagine taking Monica Lewinsky to your parents and say, I'm going to marry her. I said I didn't have a problem with that one because at least she just topped off the president. Most of these girls topped off the dude down the street who worked third shift at the factory and ain't got no ends. At least she topped off somebody with some real clout that could probably help her in life.
And again,
like I'm sure
I don't know that I don't like that. That's fine for you.
Yeah, you picking up. You picking and choosing now.
No,
Which dicks you
I
willing
say
to kiss
Monica
after good-
Lewinsky
Or which
is
girl, which you picking and choosing which known dick sucker you choosing you be with.
no. What I'm doing is Monica Lewinsky was voluntary. Somebody who's forced to do it.
So was Cassie.
I don't think they deserve the same judgment as a Monica Lewinsky.
Cassie was voluntary until she decided that she liked it, and then she knew too much, and Diddy wasn't letting her go. So it's like you grin, you in too deep, you can't go.
No, I get that, but I'm sorry. I thought that we were talking about these hypothetical people. And
Well, we talking about a cornucopia of things here because I got to go now because you let the retired gangster from Chicago, waste time yet again. But I digress. Hey, Emanuel, it's always a pleasure. I remain a fan. 20-some-odd years, I remain a fan and will continue to be a fan. But I got to go today because I got to get back and get this game started. So y'all be blessed. Oh!
All right. I appreciate you. How was the call quality? Bad. Choppy audio, delayed audio, drop calls, one way, other issue. Hold on, I got to report this right now. Static in the line from time to time. Have to shut down the app. If I don't do it right now, I don't know when it'll come back up. They didn't want my complaint. It went away. They didn't let me make my complaint. Oh, that is terrible. I might have to find a new service. How do you ask me, how did you like the call quality? I say thumbs down, and they say why. And as I'm typing in why, it just goes away. Oh, my goodness. But all right. Fame, I appreciate your call. Ron says, everybody keeps negating and ignoring what Rich Dollar said to Cassie when they were on Love and Hip Hop New York. Run that ass back. I have no idea. I've never watched Love and Hip Hop anything. So, Ron, because to me, that's lady TV. Love and Hip Hop and the Real Housewives and all that stuff, that's lady TV. So you tell me what he said, because I don't be watching lady TV. They didn't want to hear it. No, they don't want my negative feedback. Right. Oh. They don't. They just got rid of my little complaint bubble thing. But okay. Who are you messaging? The people from, what is this? Open Phone. Open Phone is what I use for my phone service. Why you not watch a show like that when it's just you and your rotator? Oh, y'all terrible. Y'all are terrible. But yeah, nah, this whole, I can't believe it's 2025. And people still have these terrible, terrible thoughts and whatnot about grape and things of that nature, and people, they must have wanted it and all of that kind of stuff. I can't believe people still saying stuff like, if you didn't leave, you must have liked it. I can't believe it. can't believe it. I mean, I guess I have to believe it because it's happening in real time. I know it's real. I'm not dreaming, but it's terrible. And to me, see, that's the situations like this. This is the benefit, potential benefit that society can get out of a horrible situation. This is the benefit society can get out of a horrible situation, is we can look at stuff like this and identify things and have people call in and say stuff like she liked it, otherwise she would have left. She could have left at any time. When she tried to leave, she was beaten. Well, she said she wanted to. After she says, and again, this is her testimony, after she said, I said I didn't want to do it, and he beat me. So yes, moving forward, I always said I wanted to do it. You said you wanted it. Because he beat me when I say I don't. I don't want to get beat. I get beat and then had to do it anyway. I might as well say I want to do it, spare myself the beating part, and just do the part that I don't want to do that I was going to have to do anyway. It sounds crazy. It is crazy. And some of the stuff she's saying, like some of them escorts, the male prostitutes, the people that they hired to have sexual relations with her. It's just really weird. How do you watch a woman get beat? Say, I don't want to have sex with him. Oh, you're going to have sex with him. Beat her right in front of you and then say, now y'all going to do it. And she say, yeah, I want it. And then you do it. And I think she testified it was one dude who watched her get beat and then he couldn't get an erection afterwards. So they sent him away. Now that I could imagine. Like, you just beat the dog crap out of her and now you want me to hit it? I can't, but this never happens, but no. Because I'm imagining you beating the crap out of her. Alethea said he was all high and drunk. That too, but still. But again, I don't know. I don't do drugs and get drunk. So I don't know how much that can make you, disassociate. But I'm telling you, if you beat a chick in front of me, I don't care how fine she is. You black her eye and bust her lip and kick her and stomp her in the face, and then you like, now have sex with her. No, thank you. I'll pass. Here's your $4,000 back. I'm not gonna be a part of this at all. Don't take me out of the rotation. No. Well, okay, I won't beat her next time you here. No, because all I'm gonna be thinking about is the last time when I saw you beat her. No. Yeah, that's what I would feel like. Alethea said it make you feel like you was a part of it. Yeah. If I stand there and watch you beat the crap out of somebody and then tell me to have sex with them and then tell me to urinate on them, urinate in their mouth and all that kind of crazy nonsense, I might as well have to just beat her. Like, we're both abusing this person. Yeah, but she want it. Tell him you want it. if you don't say you want it, I'm gonna beat your ass. I don't want it. But I'm gonna trick myself into believing she actually wanted it. She did say she wanted it. Even though she knew if she didn't say she wanted it, she was gonna get her ass beat again. So she must really want it. Let me. And again, for me, it ain't even about the acts. Look, if you enjoy urine play, that's on you. I'm not here to say you wrong. It don't sound like something I would enjoy, but if that's what you enjoy, if you enjoy, all that stuff, I don't even really want to get into everything. If you don't enjoy all of that stuff, I get it. But if you do enjoy it, okay, that's on you. But beating people, making people do stuff they don't want to do. If I got to drug myself up to get up the nerve or to, be so disassociated, I think that's the right word, with what I'm actually doing. But if I'm doing something I enjoy, I ain't got to be drugged. Well, maybe since I got to do it for 3 days straight. Okay. I might need some drugs for that. I'm a bad man, but 3 days straight? If you tell me you got to go for 3 days straight, that I'm out. This ain't for me. This ain't for me. You mean once a day for 3 days? No. Like, go for 2 hours, and then you might get a 20-minute break, and then go for another hour and a half, and we're going to give you some IVs, and then go for another 3 hours, and then we're going to do that for 3 days straight. Yeah, no, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. Now, we got drugs for you to hook you up. We got drugs. We got these blue pills and these red pills and these white pills and these pink pills. We got some cocaine and some crack. If you need a little heroin, you know what I'm saying? We got opiates. Heroin. We got opiates for you. We got all of that. We got all of that for you. We can keep you awake and stroking for 3 straight days. And then afterwards, it's cool. Because we know you're going to need to replenish your fluids and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to put you up in another hotel room. We're going to get you an IV, some Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be straight. Nah, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. And even if I think it's for me, like, you know what? You're gonna have sex with my woman. It's like, your woman fine. You gonna be here watching? Yeah, I'm gonna be here directing. Even if for some reason I'm like, yeah, that's cool, which I would never be like, yeah, that's cool. That's some crazy stuff to me. That's crazy stuff to me. I don't trust you. I might be into it and you might sneak up behind me. I don't trust you. So I would never do that. But let's just say, for whatever reason, I agree. Like, your wife, your woman, your girlfriend, whatever, is fine as all get out. And I done seen her before and I done wanted to hit it. So are you telling me I get to hit it? Yeah, I'm a director. I'm going to tell you how to hit it. Turn this way, turn that way, do this, do that. Okay, yeah, we're going to do that. And I'm doing it. And then next thing you know, you like, now pee on her. What? Hold on. Nah, I was cool with, you know what I'm saying, eat this, lick that, suck this, and touch that, put it here, put it there. I was cool with all of that. You want me to pee on her? not into peeing on people. I don't get, what am I getting out of peeing on her? No, I'm not going to pee on her. I'm sorry. I'm the director. I'm telling you to pee on her. No. I'm not peeing on her. But again, that's just me. That's just me. But when she say no, I don't want to do that. That's it. And when she get beat for saying no, as far as I'm concerned, every time after that, that's coercion. And I was listening to, I forget which network it was on, one of the I'm gonna call them court networks. And they were saying, like, look, if she said no, or she was coerced, and he's moving her from place to place, calling in different people, if there's coercion involved, that's trafficking. That's trafficking. And so I don't know that the defense, I'm not an attorney, I don't know that the defense did themselves any favors by being willing to admit that he's an abuser. Because if she says that she said no, and I know they went through emails and text messages and all that kind of stuff. If she says that she said no, and they have messages of her saying no, but agreeing to do it because she don't want to get beat, it might be over for him. You can't run around talking about, oh no, it was all consensual. She said yes this time. She always got the excuse that I said yes so that I wouldn't get beat. She liked it. She could have left any time she wanted to leave. All she had to do was walk away. No, because we saw her try to walk away and get beat. I don't know how to get that into people's heads. You can't say she can leave anytime she wants to leave when we saw her try to leave and get beaten and dragged back. That takes away that she can leave anytime she wanted to leave argument. It's gone. She could have told her mama. Allegedly, he blew up a car in a well-known entertainer's driveway. He allegedly dangled somebody over a 17th floor balcony. You want your mama in the line of that? No, I'm staying for my mama's safety. I'm staying for my mama's safety. I'm not telling my brother, because guess what might happen to my brother, twin? Guess what might happen to my brother if I tell my brother I need help? Now ain't nobody getting dangled over a balcony, but somebody ain't alive anymore. Okay, come on, y'all got to see this stuff. Y'all got to see it. Now, you can say, I don't believe her story. Then okay, you got something there. But if you're like, no, I believe her story. I believe she telling the truth, but she could have left anytime she wanted to. Something wrong with you. You need counseling. You might need to be in jail. Because if you, for real, if you're looking at this and you believe her story, and you still somehow think she's the bad guy in the story, because she sued him and she testifying against him, you done probably did something like that. Maybe not to that extent, because you ain't no billionaire. But you done probably, if you think that that's okay, again, if you believe her story and she's still the bad guy in your mind, you probably should be in jail. Because if you think it's okay, either you done it or you done seen it done and you were okay with it. But that's just my thoughts and opinions. That's just my thoughts and opinions. Yeah, I got to get out of here. I know we didn't do Constitution this week. We'll do Constitution a few days next week. Hold on. I have a question. I want to read the whole Constitution. I want us to read the whole Constitution. But I know, Article 1, which we went through, Article 2, Article 1, Article 2, Article 3, these deal with the different powers in the Constitution. Article 4, Article 5, Article 6, and Article 7. I don't know how to say it. Those are like the boring part of the Constitution. Do we want to skip that and come back to it and get right to the amendments? Or do we want to go kind of methodically through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then into the amendments? Because the amendments are, in my mind, and I know it's crazy, in my mind, the amendments are the exciting part. So which way do we want to do it? Nakia says, screw government class. Oh, that makes me sad. It makes me sad to hear you say that. But I have no problem with when we start reading Constitution. If that ain't your thing, you can head on out. I get it. I'm saddened by it, but I get it. And, you head on out, and then you'll come back another time when we're not reading and, trying to better understand our government. Samuel says, no skipping. Will says, but I think it's worth going through the whole thing because you can literally see how your boy is trying to dismantle every part of it. I'm just asking, because again, just reading the different powers and everything is, can be tedious. I mean, as I sat and read through it, I was like, okay. Yeah. But then once I got to the amendments, it's like, okay, yeah, this is this. So that's why I was asking. Mike says, do the amendments and then go back to the articles. All right. 2 people say don't skip any, and Mike says do the amendments and then go back to the articles. We're going to read the whole thing. We're going to read the whole thing. Samuel says, I think it's dope. It's kind of boring reading. It really is. I mean, I understand it is what it is. Nakia says, no. Are you interviewing for a professorship? No. I just think people should know what the Constitution says. Mike says either way is good. Okay, well, we'll just go straight through. I was just wondering. That was it. Brent says, I finally watched the movie Sinners last night. What did I just watch? I don't want to spoil it for folks who haven't seen it. I actually did. I went and watched, hold on, Will says, I will say, because of what Trump is on, it has made me study government closer. And again, the reason we're doing this is because there was a conversation about Donald Trump and the government and all of that kind of stuff. And I was listening to the Lincoln Ware show, and the callers were saying just stuff that's just, I'm like, you don't understand the Constitution, the powers, separation of powers, and any of that. You don't know any of that stuff. If you did, you wouldn't be saying some of the stuff that you're saying. And so I'm like, over here, I want us to be able to say, we may not thoroughly understand and all that stuff, but I want us to be able to say we've read the Constitution. So, all right. Jerica says, I loved Sinners. We finally went down and watched Sinners. We went to the movies. We actually went to the movie theater and watched Sinners. And y'all know I've been anti-movie theater, but Mrs. Livingston was like, I heard that this movie theater is really nice. We shouldn't have any issues, and I want to see the movie. So we went and saw the movie. This had to be 2 weeks ago. Maybe more, but I think 2 weeks ago. I thought the movie was all right. The movie wasn't, don't tell where you watch it from. I want to be on outside. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But again, I thought it was okay. I mean, it was entertaining, you know. It wasn't all people hyping it up to be. I kind of went in, I had to ignore all of the hype and just go in to see a movie. Because, you know, sometimes if you go in and you expecting this amazing blockbuster, you know, super duper tremendous movie, and it's just a movie, and it can be a good movie, you like, it wasn't all that. So when I saw it, I tried to remove all of that. And then I was like, you know what? It was a good movie, you know, in terms of, it was a decent story. Of course, it was shot well, you know, it was lit well, it was acted well. All of that good stuff. And that was, yeah. I wish they would have, there's a part of me saying I wish they would have got into it earlier, because they didn't really get into it until really late in the movie. But I think all of the setup was necessary. All of the setup, I think, was necessary. Well, not all of it, but a good portion of the setup was necessary. I thought it was a good story. You know, for what it was a good movie. It was a few things that annoyed me. which I don't really want to get into because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen the movie. So there was a few small, and they were just small things that annoyed me. Stuff that I thought might have been slightly inconsistent. But overall, I thought it was good. I think they left some unanswered questions. That part I didn't like. Again, there's stuff I want to say, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Edward says, what movie is it? We're talking about Sinners. Sinners. LaDon says it was good, but it took a long time to get into it. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I did not know even what they were going to get into. Because I tried, when I start hearing all the hype about it, I tried to avoid, because I knew eventually I was going to see it, so I kind of tried to avoid a whole lot of stuff. So I wasn't even sure what the movie was about. And when the movie revealed what it was actually about, it was a little jarring. But it was okay. It was okay. Questions like what? How can I ask the question without it being a spoiler? A smart person would be able to do this, which is probably why I can't. When he first arrived and they were after him, who were they? Where did they come from? How did they know who he was? And then where did they go? Why didn't they ever appear again? Like you just ignored them for the rest of the movie. Just like apparently they had a solution. You know what I'm saying? You're running from them. Apparently they got a solution. What's the solution? What's the answer? We don't know that. We don't know. So, I mean, tie up that thread. Why do you have to ask permission to come into your own house? I don't know how to say it better than that. But if I'm one or two, and I change in the house, and I'm just in the house. I'm in the house chilling. Once I leave the house, shouldn't I be able to come back in the house since it is my house? I mean, for real, it's one of them things where, see, Anthony, I'm trying to not, if you've seen it, you know what I'm saying. You don't have to say that. But, okay, if I have to be invited, I don't have to be invited into my own house. It's my house. So why would he have had to be invited back into his house? I understand why, in general, they need permission to go in. But again, if me and my brother own the house, And whatever happened to me happened inside the house. It was his house. It was his house. Him and his brother owned the house. It was his house. And when it happened, he was in the house. And then he was in the house for a minute. So then when you leave the house, you don't have to be invited back into the house. That's your house. This was just slightly inconsistent. Either it wasn't his house, which it clearly was, or he came back at, he became in the house. That was his house. He became in his house. So you don't have to be invited in your house. Again, I know it's, inconsistent. Yes, I'm talking about the juke joint. I know it ain't that big of a deal. It wasn't him anymore. But even when he wasn't him anymore, he was already in the house. Sierra, we're talking about Sinners, the movie. We're talking about Sinners. It's not a big enough deal to ruin the movie. I said I just had questions. There were some things that were left unanswered. But he was locked in that room and stop giving out details, Shahira. But when he did finally get out, he was out. He didn't get out and then bolt out of the house. He got out and he was in there chilling. Yeah, I threw you off because I was saying house, because I'm not trying to give everything away. I'm trying to not give everything away. Anthony, I see, I reject that. That doesn't make sense to me. That's why I said there are certain things that just logically don't make sense to me. And that doesn't make sense to me, Anthony. I reject that. And in terms of the lore, as I've always understood it, you don't have to be invited in every time. Once you invite it, game on. Those aren't details people would understand. But once they start watching it, then they would understand. Then it would oh, I know what's about to come because I heard Shahira say that, whatever. Sierra say, everybody just watch it this weekend so we can have a spoiler discussion. I know. And then once Shahira, and then once he was let out of that room and just in the space, and then he left, why couldn't he come back in? Plus, again, it's his house. It will happen like that, Shahira. You just giving out details. And then somebody ain't gonna be watching the movie. And Shahira said that they wouldn't let him. This is where, okay, so I know now that he not gonna be, yeah. But Mary, you don't have to be invited in if you already in. Okay, even if I'm accepting that he wasn't him anymore and he was, whatever. He was already in that state. He was in. Why don't y'all understand what I'm saying? In that state, whatever state that was, he was already in. He shouldn't have had to be re-invited. Yeah, Sierra just straight up giving away. She's saying names and everything. But even that person, it wasn't his spot. And he was never new inside. He became new outside. This person became new inside. Shahira say, I understand what you're saying. You're just becoming too much of a small detail. You're nitpicking now. That Shahira, you gonna make me go smack somebody that didn't do nothing wrong. I said before I started this, I thought the movie was a good movie. I thought it was decent. I thought the story, blah, blah, blah. I said there were just a few small things. I said there were a few small things that were annoying. And I talked about those people who had the answer and they just left them alone. And I talked about him being the new him and how I don't, from a logical standpoint, at least for me and the lore, that should not have been an issue for the new him. So I said going in that these were small details that bothered me. Lewis said, why is she telling the movie? I don't know why she is. I don't know why she is. But I said these were small details that bothered me. So that kind of by definition, I'm gonna be nitpicky when I say these are small details that annoy me. If you destroy the house from the outside in, then you don't have to be invited. Right. Right. I did not see it in IMAX. I just saw it on a regular, however, standard screen. No smacking. Be the reason somebody smack. Oh. Sierra just be, it's not Sierra, sorry. Shahira, she just be picking with me for no reason. She be trying to get me mad. And I would never hit Shahira. I never actually physically met Shahira. I would never hit Shahira. But I might smack a stranger. Just thinking about what Shahira said to me earlier in the day. And just be walking down the street. There's a lot of homeless people walking around here. Just be walking around the street and see one of the homeless people talking to, nobody. And just smack them. They wouldn't even realize it was me. They in the middle of a hallucination. And then I feel better, and it might wake them out of their hallucination. It serve everybody. You should have wrote the movie. No. We got a right to enjoy the art and then criticize. I'm not even criticizing. I just said I had some questions and a few things that didn't make sense to me. That was it. I'm not bashing the movie. I said I thought the movie was good. I didn't think it was worth, all the, You know, I've heard some people just be so over the top about the movie. That's not it. It's a good movie. If you into that kind of movie, it's a good movie, and I would say go out and see it, not just for the sake of supporting the movie, because it's a good movie. It's a good movie. So I would say go, if you want to go see, you know, a good movie, go check it out. Now, if you want to see a cinematic masterpiece, I don't think this is it. I don't think this is a cinematic masterpiece, but it's a good movie. But when people are trying to help explain, you're like, no, because number one, I don't think that they're understanding what I'm saying. And then number two, some of the logic that they're using doesn't fit. And I think, again, that's because they don't understand what I'm saying. And I can't say what I'm saying without giving away even, I feel like what I'm saying is kind of giving stuff away, but I can't say what I want to say without giving it away. Maybe in a few weeks, when it leaves theaters, we can have a discussion about it. And then I can say what I'm saying, and hopefully it'll make sense. And again, that's just the people who, to some degree, follow the lore, even though I know lore changes, you know, from this movie, ooh, they can do this. But then this movie, they can do that. And then this movie, ooh, if they in this environment, then something happened to them. But then that movie, they can be in that environment if they got on the right stuff. Jarika?
You were being so extra about this.
I am not.
You are, because listen, we that have seen it know what you're talking about, but every comment that I'm reading, at least, they're pretty much saying the same thing, that he died and it then came to, and then it ran out of the house, so then it had to be invited back in.
But that doesn't make sense.
It was no longer him.
No,
he
On.
died.
Oh my goodness. But what I'm telling you is,
don't you? Oh my goodness me.
What I'm telling you is that doesn't make sense because it was already in. So if it would have just stayed in, then it would have been cool.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding.
No.
Yes, if it wouldn't have ran out, then it would have stayed in there. But it had to run out. You remember why it ran out, right?
What?
No. You remember why it ran out, right?
I don't even know who Wyatt is.
That was stupid. I said, you remember why, W-H-Y, next word, it.
Okay, I thought maybe somebody's name was Wyatt, and I was like...
That's the way your brain works now.
I just told you I don't remember names.
Oh my God, you're old. You just put those two words, you made them a compound and created a new word.
Hold on, am I the only one who thought, since she said Wyatt? I thought you said Wyatt, so I'm thinking, who was named Wyatt? I don't remember their names. But what I'm telling you, that the reason that it doesn't make sense to me is because in other lore, number one, it doesn't have to be invited into its own house. That's number one. Number two, it was already in. So once in, it can come and go at will. And that's according to other lore. It doesn't have to be invited every time.
Right. I do understand that. I think we all understand that. I think you're speaking to people who understand what you're saying because, you know. But what I'm saying is he didn't die outside of the establishment.
Right.
He died inside of the establishment, right? We're good there, right?
Yeah, we good there.
Okay, gotcha. And then it came too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait. Finish that. It came to inside.
Correct.
Okay.
It came to inside the establishment, right?
Right.
Then it encountered something that made it flee from the establishment, right?
Okay.
Okay. So once it was outside, it was no longer in the establishment, and it was no longer him because him had died.
Hold on. See that again? This is where you're losing it. From my perspective.
Gotcha.
It doesn't matter if it was him.
Okay.
Because it had already been in, and it was its place. So it doesn't matter if it was him. At that point, it being him is a non-factor.
Okay.
And it left of its own volition. So it wasn't even kicked out. So it was still welcome. Because
it was fleeing for safety.
Was there.
It was fleeing because it was unsafe. That's why it fled. But I get it. So we're probably not going to agree on this because we see it two different ways, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But I just didn't want you, putting out there that we just didn't understand you.
Yeah, I think you've exhibited in this conversation that you didn't understand what I was saying.
I did not. How did I exhibit that I did not understand? I understand exactly what you're saying. I am into those kind of movies. I know what you're talking about.
You understand now.
Because we're having a conversation, right? So when a conversation... I am going to...
That's why I'm agreeing with you. Right.
Okay. Well, initially that wasn't the conversation, sir. Initially it was no one understands what I'm saying. My way of thinking is here. You all can clearly not reach where I am or understand how I see it.
No, I understand. Let me be clear. I understand how you see it. This was my, if you want to call it, nitpick. Again, I was really clear. There were some minor things about it that bothered me. So by definition, I'm about to be nitpicky because they're minor things.
Right. Well, I mean, it only makes sense because you're extra, right? You are extra. So we expect that. We expect it, and it's perfectly fine, right? Because if everyone says left, you're absolutely going to say right.
No.
What's around that corner, though? Why are we going left? Did someone tell you last time to go left? Like, have you been here before? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this.
There we go.
Okay, at the climax.
Yes.
Once all bets were off.
Mm-hmm.
Once that person who they should have killed anyway.
Yes.
Made that stupid statement.
Correct.
Why then were they free to come and go at will?
Because once that statement was made, it was fair game, right?
But based on that logic, the it-him logic.
Yes.
It should have been able to come and go at will, having already been in.
See, and that's okay. I hear what you're saying. I will acknowledge what you're saying. I'm not dismissing it. What I am saying is, at no time was it invited in because it came to inside already. So there was no invite. So once an invite did happen, then everyone,
Right. Thus, because it didn't need an invite to be inside because it came to be inside. So it didn't need an invite.
I hear what you're saying.
Right.
Again, it goes back to both of us see it differently.
Yes.
So even though you give that other scenario, which, did happen, of course, we're going to have a differing of opinion even there because the foundational question or foundational perspective is our perspectives aren't the same. So, yeah. But I'm with you. I wish that person would have been killed a long time ago. I wish that person would have went to go get the keys and pull the car around. So.
Yeah. Yes.
But I do have, there's this, because of course everybody has broken down the movie, right? And given their opinions of the meanings and the messages. There is one person who does an amazing job. I'm going to send you the link. Brent, I'll send it to you too. Does an amazing job. Now, is it fact? I don't know. But it makes a lot of sense what this person is saying. I'm going to send it to you. But I did like the movie. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Well, for what it was, see, I think you have to rate movies based on what they are, if that makes any sense. Like you can't just say All right, what's the best movie in your opinion of all time?
Malcolm X.
All right. So you look at Malcolm X and you say, okay, that's a 10 of 10.
Right.
So just based on all movies, you would say this is a 7 of 10? Or just based on, horror-based movies, is this a 7 of 10?
No, I'm just doing it out of all movies.
Okay. Yeah, I don't agree with you on that one.
No, a horror movie definitely wouldn't be that. I mean, it would be like a 3. But, yeah. You would base it, okay, so basing it on all movies, you would rate it a what?
Maybe a 5.
Dang. Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
What, I mean, was it because you have questions following? Is it because the climax, it took so long to get there? It took so long to get to the purpose of the movie?
In terms of everything that I kind of look for in a movie, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get attached to any character.
No?
There was nothing drew me in to attach me to anyone. So for me, the movie was a movie. Like, I understood that there were stakes, but I wasn't emotionally attached to any of it. And the story was just an okay story. It was just an okay. I mean, and that's kind of what you expect from a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? They're not some great masterpiece where it's all of this. It was an okay story.
Right.
So that's why I'm looking at it in terms of overarching, in terms of movies. If I'm not attached to, emotionally attached to any of the characters or, anything like that, I'm not invested in any of the storylines that are going on. So that's why I say a 5.
Okay, well, I mean, that makes sense because, I agree. I don't think it was that much of a storyline, and the storyline it did have was just like, eh. So, yeah, and the characters, I liked a couple of them, but then there were some that I was wondering what their purpose was, like, how do I say it without saying it? The Jezebel type person. Yeah, I could not understand, like, that. I couldn't understand their interaction with one another. I thought he was a child. None of that made sense to me. So I left confused there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, do you know who that actor is? Whose son he is?
No.
He is, so, gospel, of course, you know it. I think her name is Timony. Is it Timony Figaro?
No, I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. She sung, yes, you do. Yes, you do. She sung Calling My Name, the gospel song Calling My Name.
I'm not aware of that song.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, you are. My goodness. Anyways, you can look it up later. By Hezekiah Walker. Anyways, she sings that song. She's the lead on that song, and that's her son. You should go look at some footage of him singing as a child. Amazing voice.
Okay.
You should look at that.
Okay.
Okay, what else you got?
Okay, maybe you can tell me I'm trying to ask it, of course, without spoiling anything. How did the instrument of death end up not totally destroyed?
I don't know. I do not know. That was my question, too. Yes, that was my question, too. Because, if you recall, it was.
Right, exactly.
And then it was put back, yes.
And just...
I don't understand that.
Yeah. It's just back.
Yes, completely whole. Who put it back together? Yes, I agree. I did have a question there.
But like I said, those are I have my, like I said, it's little stuff. But when I watch a movie, I really do watch them, and I can watch it and enjoy it. But then afterwards, I start thinking, who were these people and why didn't we ever see them again? And,
right.
why invitation necessary 100 times as opposed to you know what I mean? Why? Where did it regenerate? You know, the stuff like that. Those are nitpicky. I agree, Shahira.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that is very nitpicky because I mean it's obvious, but it's okay. It may not be obvious to you. I get it. But you know, you're extra, so your brain works a little bit differently than everyone else's. So I completely understand that. But I was wondering the same thing in regards to the people at the beginning, and then they disappeared and never came back.
right.
I didn't understand a lot of this until I watched it a second time after reading some of the commentary in regards to it. Because initially I had no clue what why they were pursuing
Right.
said person and why said person was like, oh, like help me.
Right. And in all honesty, I spent the last act of the movie waiting for them to show back up because I thought, yeah, there you go. They got the answer, and they gonna show up last minute with the answer and save somebody, but they didn't.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So what I read is they were attempting to warn, and because they didn't take heed to their warning, they were like, "Well, you're on your own." That's what I read. So that's why you never saw them again. And then I was wondering why the person who made that statement, why they were the only ones in the whole entire city.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The person, go back to the establishment. That person made that horrible statement that set off everything.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Why that person and their family were the only ones in the entire city.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Read up on that too. I can't tell you what it is because then that's really giving. But I have to send you the link. It explains that too, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I don't know if that's true, but it does make sense. I have to send it to you though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do good in horror movies because somebody would be getting their ass beat. Because just certain stuff you do, like, I'm going to beat your ass.
Right. Right. You about to take this L real quick. And the this isn't telling. The blood seemed so fake. I thought they could have done better with that. The blood seemed very, very fake. If you think about in the establishment, someone like did to themselves. And the blood, I was like, that looks so fake. That they could have done a better job at this.
I agree.
Yeah. But I encourage you to go see it again because after you've already seen it, so you will maybe see some things that you didn't catch the first time around because there were a few things that I didn't catch, like when they were working outside. There's something there. There's a lot of hidden things that were, I guess, in tribute to the Black Panther actor.
I watch a lot of breakdowns and
oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, do a lot of looking at stuff and whatnot. So yeah, a lot of that stuff, yeah. But okay. There's still nobody answered my question.
We tried to, but it's not
main question
to your liking. So it was really pointless for us to even have the conversation or even go.
It's not a real answer. It's not
because
a real answer.
You don't believe it's a real answer because it does not coincide with what you believe. Because we don't think like you think. Because of course, you put two separate words together and made a new one, and I didn't even say that.
I could have swore, and I was sitting here thinking, which one of them was Wyatt? The main dude was not Wyatt. The big dude was not Wyatt. Who was Wyatt? So yeah,
that's okay. It's all right. Just don't go slapping no homeless people. How about that?
If I
That
do,
was
it's
horrible what you
Shahira's
just said.
fault. If I do, it is 100% Shahira's fault.
And why did you say that they would be in a hallucination? Because they're homeless?
Yeah, they be walking around just talking. They don't be on the
Oh,
phone. They
oh,
just sometimes, not always, but sometimes they just be walking around talking. Some of them, clearly have some mental issues, and I be praying for them, and I hope they get the help that they need. But yeah, sometimes
do
they
you
just
give
be
do
walking
you give them
around
money?
talking to nobody, huh?
Do you give them money?
No.
Okay.
I used
Well,
to
that's
give them money.
very Christian of you.
Yeah, I used to give them money.
Uh-huh.
But I had a few situations, and I stopped giving them money.
What situation could cause you to stop giving money to homeless people?
I saw some stuff that I did not agree with.
Oh my gosh, you're judging the homeless people now that are homeless?
No. I'm saying, if I give you money and you go right and buy some drugs, like literally, oh, I need some food, whatever. Okay, here's some money, and then you're like, oh, I got enough. I'll take a dime bag. Like, whoa, hold, what?
Give me my $1 back.
Right now, I don't want to give you no money no more. So that's what I'm saying.
Now you're
I've seen
contributing.
some things where I'm like, sometimes giving them money ain't the answer.
Okay, so you just go buy them food now because you do give, right? You give to homeless people.
Oh, not always. I don't believe a lot of them are homeless.
Okay.
There's a lot of scams out there. All of these people standing here at the corner, getting off the highway with their signs,
Yeah.
they not all homeless. For
Well,
some of them, that's just they hustle.
I agree, but you should be a giver, right? You should have a giving heart.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that what it says in the Bible? And you just give.
Oh, I
And
don't
what
know if
they
that's
do with
it.
it,
I've never read that in the Bible, but
I don't know. Just
But-
like cleanliness is next to godliness.
yeah, no, I don't. I don't always give. Actually, I very rarely give now.
Okay.
I used to be a big giver, but like I said, I saw a few of those situations, and then I realized a lot of them ain't homeless. They hustling, and I'm not just trying to give my hard-earned money to people who they hustle.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense. What are your plans for the weekend?
I don't know, but here's what I will say: if I do by some chance slap one of them, which I doubt
Oh
I
my
will,
God.
but if I do, I'll give them some money afterwards.
Okay. So you are going to slap them and then give them $1 and say, thank you for allowing me to release this invent and release this on you. By slapping you.
And then because I have
And then I'm going to say you're dreaming.
because I have Shahira's Cash App, when I give them that $10, I'm sending her a bill for $10. She owes me $10 because it's because of her that I did all of that.
Because Shahira made you do it.
That's right.
I got you. And as you slap them, you're going to say, this is for Shahira. Avenge me.
Oh, that is terrible. I'm not slapping anybody, and
Well,
none of that kind of stuff. Shahira's all right with me.
That's good. Let me ask you this. So today on Lincoln's show, of course, he was at the church. Bishop Cousins,
Okay.
came on. Do you remember the story, the background? It was something salacious.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened? I don't remember the details of it, if you have time.
Oh, let me see. To the best of my recollection, okay, he was the pastor at the church. I don't remember the name of the church, and it's not that important. He was the pastor of a church, and then it was alleged that he was having an affair with a particular lady whose name I don't remember either. I remember she was a lighter skinned lady.
Okay.
And they were doing some stuff that you wouldn't think, some backdoor stuff. And
Backdoor stuff.
yeah, and she really came out and like she had I think it was like voicemails and videos of him and all of that kind of stuff. And, a number of people in the church wanted him to step down, but he kind of refused to step down. And then, because of it, because I think initially he denied everything. And then, once she dropped some receipts, you kind of can't deny stuff no more. And then it was, if I recall, it was one of those "forgive me for I have sinned," and a lot of people was like, "No, bro, you lied first. You know what I'm saying? You can't lie to us and then come to us and say forgive me." And so some people stayed winning, and some people didn't stay with him, and then they ended up losing that beautiful building that they had built. And I think he went and started another ministry. I think he started another ministry, but either way, they had to move out of that building. And it was a beautiful building. It's still there, of course, bought by one of the Caucasian churches. Yeah, that was pretty much that was the story.
Okay. I was wondering. I remember it was something, but I couldn't remember what it was. Okay. All right, that's all I wanted.
All right.
All right, bye.
Enjoy your weekend.
You too. Bye.
All right. Hold on. Let me do that. And let me go here. And yes, Brenda, that was her name. And yes, El Rock, that was the name of the church. Oh, I'm sorry. Brian, call back. I don't know why it didn't. It just came back when you when it hung up on you. It just came back when it hung up on you. But that's the story as I remember it. Brian.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the 2 weeks to have a whole conversation on the flick.
Okay.
But I just wanted to say one little thing.
All right.
That is related to the quote unquote people who never came back.
Okay.
Because there were pieces of the movie, and this is my analysis, it could be worse, diddly squat, but there's certain things that are supposed to be just little taps to tell you, to be like symbolisms about different pieces of history. Mm-hmm. So in that case, in my opinion, this was to symbolize that we've been coming trying to help y'all since y'all came, but you choose to put yourself in peril with a fellow racist rather than side with simple reason, or at least give some kind of credence to the possibility of reason. You would rather huddle up with racists, and which that's what they portrayed as initially. So
okay,
to me,
I can see that.
What that is,
yeah,
huh?
I can see that.
Yeah, to me, that's all that was. It was just a simple thing like, boom, we're throwing this piece in there because they were around in that time period, and that ain't changed.
Yeah,
kind of just making out jokes.
But there was a statement made by them, a statement made that they hadn't been around for many, many, many years.
Right. Right.
So it kind of makes sense that you wouldn't listen to someone who is so out of place because they haven't been around for, decades.
Yeah, although obviously I am taking a side in the matter, but in this conversation, I'm not taking a side as to why they would have acted like they did. I'm just saying the movie was making a statement that see how y'all are and see what you get. It's almost like a little FAFO reference.
Yeah, yeah.
To me, anyway. Somebody else can interpret it something.
I can see that.
But anyway, it's getting late, getting close to your quitting time, so I just wanted to throw that in there, say what's up, and hey, have a good weekend.
All right. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
Anyway,
no, Shahira, not them, not the people who went to Chicago, the other people who were there early on and then just disappeared without a trace, and we never heard anything else about them. A statement was made that they hadn't been around in a long time. I don't know, Mary. I don't know. But I do have to get out of here. Moesha, I was trying to talk, I'm sorry, Moesha. I was trying to talk about the movie and not give away anything. And then they just kept pulling on me, and I feel like it was difficult to not give away anything, but I tried my best. I think if you just listen to what I was saying, you like, what? That don't even make sense. And when you're watching the movie, what I said won't make sense until the end of the movie, and then you'll think back on the stuff I said, and then you'll be like, I don't care what Jerica said, Emanuel was right. Jerica was wrong, and Emanuel was right. That's what you'll come away with. Once you finally see the movie, I'm telling you, that's what you'll come away with. But none of what I said will spoil any of the movie for you. None of what I said. I was good. I didn't spoil anything. But go watch it. I encourage that. And then come back and tell Jerica how right I was. That's really all that matters. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Enjoy. Yes, you did. Shahira talking about I didn't spoil anything either. Yes, you did. You even gave names. How you gonna say I didn't spoil nothing and you gave names? I'm going to tell you what happened on a show today, but I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody. But Lincoln talked to Twin, and they said, I didn't spoil nothing. You gave names. Yes, you did, Shahira. You gave names. I don't even want to say which name you gave, but you literally gave a name. Oh. No, you didn't get the names of the twins. You gave the name. Well, y'all tell her she gave a name. So I don't sound like I'm being mean and making stuff up. Tell her she gave a name. She gave a name. And then somebody was like, damn, Shahira, you just giving names. Jerica says she didn't give names. I'm scrolling back. Hold on. I'm scrolling back. I'm going to find the name that she gave. I hate this. It won't go back. It just won't go back just far enough. Because I even got the one where she say, those aren't details people will understand if they haven't seen the movie. She said a name. And Sierra gave a name. I gave one name. Y'all, now you can't spoil. I don't want to spoil it. But Lincoln said, Oh. Oh. All right. All right. Y'all don't want to back me up. That's okay. That's okay. I might be wrong on that one. I might have had her confused with Sierra. But it's okay. I can be wrong about that one. I can be wrong about that one. Because she made me mad. So that's an excuse to be wrong. So I get a pass on that one. All right. Y'all, I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Why are you ignoring my question? What question? What's the question? I don't see a question. I don't see a question that I'm ignoring. I'm not ignoring a question. Yes, Shahira, that is my excuse. As a matter of fact, I'm sending you a bill for $10. You owe me $10. I was wrong, but you still owe me $10, okay? All right. Just when you see that bill come in Cash App, run me my money. Just run me my money. It don't even matter why you owe me the $10. Just know that you owe me $10. And I don't see a question from you, Jerika, that I am ignoring. She asked you, did you watch Lincoln's show when he called some lady thick? I'm not even gonna answer that. I'm not gonna answer that question. Well, I guess I can answer it. He didn't call her thick. He kind of insinuated. He insinuated that she might be thick. If you accept that eating cornbread makes one thick. But look, I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say about how Lincoln interacts with women or any of that kind of stuff. Nothing to say about it. Who doesn't like cornbread? Look, y'all trying to get me in trouble. Shahira owe me $10. Jericho about to owe me $10. I'm going to get rich just because y'all trying to get me in trouble. Who amongst us don't like cornbread? It's a wholly acceptable greeting for a woman who just unbuttoned her top button. To ask her or to say she looked like she liked cornbread. I think that's the way I'm going to start greeting women. Run up in church. And they're going to be like, praise the Lord, Brother Emanuel. And I'm going to be like, you look like you eat cornbread. Oh, that's the way I'm going to start greeting women. That's the way I'm going to start greeting them. And if anybody got a problem with it, I'm sending Jerica a bill. Because she brought it up. I wouldn't have even thought about it until she brought it up. Y'all gonna start paying for the stuff that y'all make me do. Y'all gonna start paying. I'm sending bills. I'm sending bills to everybody. If I got your Cash App, then I am sending you a bill. I don't know why she unbuttoned her. Maybe she was uncomfortable. Sometimes when you got your shirt buttoned all the way up, and you just gotta unbutton it. It'll be comfortable. It happens sometimes. I don't know. I don't know why she did it. She was thinking about that cornbread. Oh, I gotta go. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Now somebody gonna go tell Lincoln. Emmanuel was talking about you womenized. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. Oh boy. Key!
Emmanuel, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get off. I'm
Oh,
trying to
you
go
trying to get
upstairs.
off? Oh,
Go
okay.
upstairs and spend some time with Mrs. Livingston. That's all
Oh,
I'm
okay,
doing.
that kind of off. My bad. I just think you still on. I'm like, what is he doing? You cracking up talking about cornbread? You must want to get hit.
That's a perfectly
You gonna get
that
hit
is a
in the upper lip.
perfectly reasonable and acceptable greeting to a woman.
You a hot mess. I was just calling to say hey.
All right, Key.
Okay, all right. You enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, be safe. Everybody, hey, Anthony Prosser. Hey, Saban. Happy belated birthday. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Myosha, Shahara, everybody. Have a good one. All right, Emmanuel.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Key. I appreciate Key. No, nobody unbuttoned a dress while at the church. It happened, was that yesterday? Day before? Either way. Everything is all good. Everything is all good. It's a perfectly acceptable way to greet a woman. Nothing wrong with it. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I keep trying to get off of here. And y'all won't let me. Something else did come up that I'm not gonna discuss. Well, I don't even remember what it was. Tanika said it was yesterday. Yes. Yes, Shahira, that's acceptable. It's 2025. Get over your hangups. It is acceptable when I meet you, as a matter of fact, since I've never met you. Just be ready. It's going to happen. Hi, Shahira. It is nice to finally meet you. You look like you like eating cornbread. Yes, it is 100% acceptable in 2025. Yes. Answer the question about Monday. What's the question about Monday? Wasn't no cleavage showing. She was a nice, modestly dressed woman who maybe is a little hot in the studio, and she unbuttoned one button just to cool off a little bit. Answer the question about your merch store. I don't know. Is there a show on Monday? No show on Monday. I'll let y'all know when Mondays are coming back. Okay, Mary, I'm doing it. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Go enjoy your weekend. And I might be about the rain or something this weekend, but either way, find some reason to enjoy your weekend. And as always, be the reason that somebody smiles every day this weekend. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.